From cottage garden to tropical jungle. I like to see dramatic changes in my small garden, so I start off the season with a typical cottage garden planting, but I also include plants which will grow on later in the summer to produce a more tropical look, concentrating on plants with large, colourful or variegated leaves and flowers of stronger colours. Cannas, Brugmansia, Pennisetum, Melianthus major, bananas, even sweet corn can add structure to a garden. Also, some of the annual late summer flowering climbers such as Rhodochytum, Cobia scandens, black-eyed Susan, etc. Cannas are perennials that produce bold leaves and showy flowers in shades of red, orange, yellow, pink and white, and grow 6 feet by 3 feet and flower from June till October outside, and are a useful summer late plant for both containers and borders, but also do well in cool conservatories. For new plants, start the rhizomes off into growth in March or early April by planting in 20 centimetre pots using peat-free compost. The rhizomes should be just covered with compost, leaving any new young shoots exposed. Water lightly. Keep the rhizomes at a temperature of 10 to 16 centigrade, 50 to 60 Fahrenheit, such as in a heated greenhouse or warm conservatory. If heating is not available, delay potting until April. Increase watering as the growth develops. Move the plants to a cool greenhouse in mid-April and gradually harden off before planting out at the end of May. Plant about 75 centimetres apart and 10 centimetres deep. In borders, choose a sheltered sunny spot and soil that has been improved by digging in well-rotted manure or garden compost. In growing in containers, use one at least 30 centimetres wide. Fill with a John Innes No. 3 loam-based compost and add a slow-release fertiliser. Water freely in dry spells. Add a liquid fertiliser in midsummer. Liquid seaweed is good. Deadhead to encourage continued flowering. Little pruning or training is needed. Clumps may need staking in exposed positions. When a flower spike has no more buds, prune it down to the next side shoot where a secondary flower spike should develop. Cannas are tender plants. In colder areas, pot-grown specimens can simply be moved into a frost-free place. Otherwise, lift the rhizomes once the top growth begins to wither in autumn. Cut down the foliage and stems to about 15 centimetres and remove any surplus soil. Dry and then store in trays in barely damp compost. Place in a frost-free position for the winter. Little, if any, watering should be necessary. Cannas can be propagated in spring by division of the rhizomes into sections, each with 2 or 3 growing points. They can also be propagated from seed, although cultivars will not come true. In a good summer, many cannas will set seed that can be sown the following year. Seed-raised plants usually flower in their second year. Sometimes cannas are a little late to flower. This is usually due to starting the rhizomes into growth late, but can also be caused by the lack of water or poor soil fertility. I feed mine weekly during the summer with well-diluted liquid seaweed. Cannas are well worth growing, and I have a red one that's 5 years old now and had around 20 flower spikes on it last year.